Pero, itong baklang kabayong ito, si Vice Ganda, walang ibang magawa kundi mag-mock. Because I understand na he lacks education. Okay? And na-offend ako for his lack of education. Kasi ang gusto niya lang is mag-mock lang. Gusto niya lang mang-bash. Kasi nga, karma is real. Bakla, makinig ka. I know marami ka ng pera. Pero sa nakikita mo, di ba, afford mo yung mamahaling wig pero hindi mo afford ang i-treatment yung pagiging kalbo mo. This is because gaba na. Sa Bisaya pa gaba na. Gagaba-gabaan kabayot. Kaya nga no, kana imong bakba, hastang hugawa. Kasabot biya mino nga kanang ang mupatol na biya sa imuha nga tao kay kanang tao ra po niyo mo take advantage sa imuha part na of course. DDS lang naman ang natamaan doon sa joke ni Vice. Kami mga normal na tao walang pakialam doon. Wala naman talaga kayong pakialam because you guys are abnormal. Okay? You are not normal. When you tolerate someone who is mocking other people's family, you are not normal. You are abnormal. I'll put everything in context muna para sa mga hindi nakakaalam na nakikichismis ngayon. Ganito yon, si Regine Velasquez and si Vice Ganda, may concert sila. Ang tawag sa concert nila is Super Divas. So, sa isang segment ng concert nila, parang kumanta si Regine ng Darling Hold My Hand, parang ganyan. Tapos biglang pumasok si Vice Ganda joking about Tatay Digong. So sabi niya jet ski holiday daw yung sa diretso daw sa The Hague, mga ganyan. So if you look at if you watch the entire segment na yan, it's more on mocking Tatay Digong. It's no longer about being him a stand-up comedian, or it's no longer a joke because there's a fine line between mocking and joking kasi. So if tingnan nyo yon, yung entire na yon, it's really mocking an 80-year-old person na naka-detain ngayon sa The Hague. Now, why is it na marami ang nasaktan, marami ang nambabash, and from 20 million, nagiging 19 million na lang yung followers ni Vice Ganda ngayon, nabawasan bigla. This is precisely because yung influence ni Tatay Digong is something that cannot be easily gotten away from the people. Okay? So ang nangyari, if you trace the history of Tatay Digong of PRRD, in 2022 the Social Weather Station survey, they created a parang exit survey of the trust and confidence and the satisfaction rating of Duterte. And the net satisfaction rating niya is positive 81. It means to say na if you compare him to the other or to the former presidents of the country, siya yung may highest parang exit rating from the Filipino people. What it means by that is si Duterte, grabe yung influence niya sa mga tao. Now, just last May 13, 2025 midterm elections, even if nakadetain si Tatay Digong sa The Hague, okay? Siya pa rin ang pinili ng mga taga Davao. And Davaoenos are not dumb, okay? We have the best education here in Davao. Alam namin how to think, we know who to choose, what to choose and who to choose from ng mga leaders. Alam namin because, well-educated kami dito sa Davao but 600 plus thousand Davaoenos voted for Tatay Digong. Nakadetain pa siya ha, hindi siya nag-campaign. Only Vice Mayor Baste, who is now the acting mayor of Davao, and the hugpong ng taong lungsod, sila yung nangumpanya. But Tatay Digong is wala. Pero siya yung hinanap ng mga tao. Why? Because Tatay Digong saved Davao from the influence of the New People's Army and the criminals. Kung kayo mga hindi taga Davao, kung wala kayong idea kung gaano kagulo ang Davao before, it is Duterte who cleansed everything to give Davaoenos the life they deserve. Kaya number one, safest city in the Philippines tayo ngayon. Pangalawa na lang, feeling ko Dagupan yung nanguna ngayon. Survey ganyan. Tapos tayo lang yung nakapasok sa safest cities in the world, parang ganyan, and cleanest as well. So nakikita natin na grabe yung discipline ng mga Davaoenos, and that's because of how PRRD implemented his policies when he was still a mayor of Davao City up until he became the president of the country. That's second. Third is, in 2022, no less than his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, Inday Sara Duterte, garnered around 32 plus million votes. And that 32 million plus mandates is the highest vote counts ever recorded in Philippine history. Sa Philippine elections, si VP Inday lang yung may pinakamataas na vote counts so far. 32 plus millions. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Meaning, millions of Filipino people believe in their governance, believe in their leadership, and they believe in their political will. Now, Vice Ganda mocking PRRD, who is currently illegally detained in The Hague, is not only hurting the direct family of PRRD, but he is also hurting the 32 plus million people who are supporting the Dutertes. Yan yung naging problema ngayon. And, ito pa, hindi na kasi yan first time ni Vice. If it's first time, sige, pwede siguro natin siya mapatawad na, okay, tao lang naman yan. Maybe, he is, insensitive enough to understand na at the end of the day, tatay pa rin si PRRD. May mga anak siya na naghihintay sa kanya and may mga apo siyang naghihintay din sa kanya na makauwi. Hindi siguro naisip ni Vice Ganda yan. Sige, ipagpalagay natin na first time niya ginawa. Pero hindi first time eh. He has been attacking the Duterte family ever since. And ang mas nakaka-offend pa is kung yung 32 million supporters of VP Sara, kung sila yung mag-a-attack. Imagine halimbawa lang, kung i-a-attack nila yung nanay ni Vice Ganda, who is turning 80 this October 6, 2025. Ano kaya ang mafe-feel ni Vice Ganda, no? What if gawan natin ng meme? What if gawan natin ng pangit na mga what if i-bash natin yung nanay niya? Ano kaya yung mafe-feel ni Vice Ganda? Pero just like what he did when he cracked joke about rape yung kay Jessica Soho before, ang ginawa niya lang naman is nag-apologize. Ginamit niya yung network niya, yung Showtime, to apologize. Again, if you keep on apologizing and without any parang changes sa mga ginagawa mo, that's hypocrisy, that's plasticity. It doesn't count anymore dahil nga, ganyan na ang record mo eh. Again, there's a fine line between joking and mocking an individual. Yan yung hindi na-realize ni Vice Ganda. Sige, maghanap po na ako dito. Kinahanglan nato i-unravel ang socio-political perspective sa discourse ng Vice Ganda kay murag she is really something. I would really say na that's part of the bigger PR demolition job against the Duterte family. Kasi nga if you have followed the conversation where Vice Ganda is involved, in 2022, he ang ginagamit ko because nasa grammar ako kasi lalaki yung pagtingin ko sa kanya may titi pa siya, so hindi talaga siya babae for me lang. That's my own perspective. Wag niyo akong pangunahan kung ano yung gagamitin ko. He yung gagamitin ko, lalaki siya para for me. Mukha din siya lalaki, hindi lang mukhang kabayo. Isa pa is he endorsed Leni Robredo in 2022 elections. Ang nangyari, there is no vote conversion. Yung millions of followers ni Vice Ganda, it did not translate to warm bodies to vote for Leni Robredo. Fast forward in 2025, he endorsed Abalos. Diba siya pa yung may paganyan-ganyan na standee yung ginamit niya? Si Abalos, hindi nakapasok kahit sa top 12. Ang layo ni Abalos. Meaning to say, yung clout ni Vice Ganda and yung following niya sa social media hindi nagkakatugma. And meaning to say na yung popularity niya is already waning. Waning ba? Yes. Lumalaho na yung yung popularity niya. Because ang nagbigay lang naman talaga ng platform kay Vice Ganda is ang ABS-CBN. Yan lang yun eh. Actually, judge lang siya first sa It's Showtime. Sino ba siya? Stand-up comedian man lang siya sa mga bars dyan sa Manila. Pero there was one time na he was given a platform na sa Showtime, tapos naging resident judge siya. Doon na siya sumikat ng sumikat, nagkaroon siya ng maraming projects kasi nga nagjo-joke siya. Yung ABS-CBN. Now, dyan natin makikita kung saan nanggaling yung bitterness niya because yung ABS-CBN ay na-shutdown during the presidency of Tatay Digong of PRRD. Now, millions of money ang nawala kay Vice Ganda because of the shutdown. So, kahit ako naman siguro, di ba? Kung yan yung network na nagbigay ng buhay sa akin, nagbigay ng millions of money, nagbigay ng a network that becomes my source of income, tapos in just a snap, biglang na shut down, and up until now, they find it hard to really operate. Tapos ngayon, si Marcoleta na naman ang naging ng Blue Ribbon Committee. So even if may gagawin sila dyan sa House of Representatives, if darating na naman sa Senate, ibablock na naman yan ni Marcoleta, wala silang magagawa. So dyan ang gagaling yung bitterness ni Vice Pangit. Okay? So, intindihin nyo guys, isa pa, I'm not mocking him because wala na siyang tatay. Okay? May respeto ako sa tatay niya. Pero this is how I see the situation kasi. Lumaki siya na walang father figure. So, hindi niya alam how it feels like na may tatay na nakatingin sa'yo, parang ganyan-ganyan. Kaya naging balahura ang baklang yan. Okay? Yung pagiging balahura niya, pagiging ill-bred niya, rabid, and yung pagiging, pagiging baklang kanal niya, nakukuha niya yan because he's surrounded with people who are sharing the same behavior and character with him. Alam mo yun, yung parang walang maka-call out ba? Imagine ha, kasi nga may pera siya. Sa Pilipinas kasi, pag may Bisaya Jun. Pag may pera ka kasi sa Philippines, ang tingin ng mga tao sa'yo, God. Andyan si Vice Ganda. Kaya yung ibang mga members ng LGBTQIA+ community, takot silang i-call out yung meme nila, Vice Ganda. Dahil nga, siya yung may pera, nagbibigay ng trabaho sa kanila, nagbibigay ng racket and everything. Yan yung naging problem. Now, speaking of the LGBTQIA+ community people, listen to me, okay? Davao is the first city in the country na nagkaroon ng help desk for the LGBTQIA+ community. Very friendly si Tatay Digong sa LGBTQIA+ members. And in fact, maraming binigyan ng trabaho si Tatay Digong na members of the LGBT community. That's a fact. But now, a certain member of the LGBTQIA+ community is mocking the very person na maraming tinulungan ng mga LGBTQIA+ members. Ang legacy ni Tatay Digong na ito ay na-continue sa panahon ni VP Sara, na kung saan may nagkaroon ata ng parang, if I am not mistaken ha, sa mga taga Davao dyan, correct me if I'm wrong, parang nagkaroon ng parang union of the urban poor gays, LGBT members, na parang may parang may congregation, parang may group sila na kung saan sinusuportahan ni VP Inday. And that very project is dinala ni VP Inday sa national scale, which is now the Magnegosyo Taday. So yung Magnegosyo Taday, nagbibigay ang Office of the Vice President ng mga starting capital for women and members of the LGBTQIA+ community. And kung hindi ako nagkakamali, since 2022 to 2024 ata, there were 53 groups of LGBT, or 52, around that figure, around that number. I'm not so sure with the number now, so so don't quote me on this. I'm just trying to give you a viewpoint kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga Duterte for the LGBTQIA+ community. So, ang nangyari is this. Nagbibigay ng mga capital si VP Sara, and makikita nyo yan sa Valiente News. I-check nyo yung page na yan sa Valiente News and sa page mismo ng Office of the Vice President. Nagbibigay ata ng 30 to 50,000 starting capital, tapos hindi lang nag-stop dyan. Kasi binibigyan din ng numeracy and literacy training itong mga members of the LGBT community through the project Magnegosyo Taday. Ganyan pinahalagahan ng Duterte family ang mga LGBTQIA+ community. community. Now, puntahan natin si Baste. From the foundation started during Tatay Digong's time. VP Sara continued it and even continued up until ngayon na naging vice president na siya. And sa panahon ni Baste, you may think maybe that Baste doesn't care about the LGBTQIA+ community, but you are very, very wrong. Because in the previous years, yung mga LGBTQIA+ members dito sa Davao City, yung mga yung mga programs about them, yung mga events nila ay naka-anchor lamang yan this August sa Kadayawan. Especially for example, the Reyna ng Davao, Reyna Davaoeña, ganyan, Reyna Davaoeña siya before, naka-anchor. But ano ang ginawa during Baste's time? The entire month of June, para yan sa LGBT. Binigay yan ng month for the LGBTQIA+ members. Halos lahat tourism projects, tourism programs. Inangkor siya sa mga LGBTQIA+ community. Reyna ng Davao is not only a mere pageant, but it's more of pushing forward the advocacies of the LGBT members who joined that very pageant. Pinagpatuloy. Inumpisahan ni Tatay Digong, ipinagpatuloy ni VP Inday, and ngayon mas inimprove pa during Baste's time. Ganyan magmahal ang mga Duterte sa LGBTQIA+ community. Kaya love yan ang mga Duterte sa mga bakla, mga tomboy, mga trans dito sa Davao. Pero itong baklang kabayong ito, si Vice Ganda, walang ibang magawa kundi mag-mock. Because I understand na he lacks education. Okay? And na-offend ako for his lack of education. Kasi ang gusto niya lang is mag-mock lang. Gusto niya lang mang-bash. Kasi nga, rage baiting ang tawag dyan If you, pag na-activate mo yung rage ng certain group, they would talk about you. They would post about you. And because of that, mabuboost yung event mo, which is yung concert niya ngayon, which is the Super Divas. 'Di ba? So still bad publicity, still publicity. Ganyan yung mga ng mga bobong kakampink. Ganyan yun sila. So yan lang yung masasabi ko. To Vice Ganda, karma is real. Bakla, makinig ka. I know marami ka ng pera. Pero sa nakikita mo, 'di ba? Afford mo yung mamahaling wig pero hindi mo afford ang i-treatment yung pagiging kalbo mo. This is because gaba na. Sa Bisaya pa gaba na. Gabaan kabayot. Kaya nga kana imong bakba, hastang hugawa. Kasabot biya mino nga, kanang, ang mupatol na biya sa imuhang nga tao, kay kanang tao ra po niyo mo take advantage sa imuhang kwarta. Kaya of course, that's one. Okay, that's one. Mahirap ang buhay ngayon. Pero ang point nako is, sa imong pila ka tuig diri sa kalibutan, pila naman ka almost 50, di ba? Si Vice Ganda is almost 50 na, di ba? Wala pa kay learning. I mean, insensitive gyapon ka. Wala nimo gisabot ang fact that at the end of the day, even if you hate Digong, papa siya, lolo siya, ug naay mga tawo nga nagahulat sa iya, and now you're mocking him. And millions of people ang natulungan niya during his presidency. And he's way more better than the person that you idolize like Lenny Robredo, Antonio Trillanes, Risa Hontiveros, and other members of the Kakampink cult. Hindi mo naisip yan, Vice Ganda? Ang meron sa'yo is ang platform. Ang meron sa'yo ang fame. Remove the wig. Remove your wig, remove your makeup, remove your fame. And look at you. Pangit ka. Tsaka ka. Huwag kay tarong iniskwilahan. Tapos you have the audacity to mock a former president. Diba? What if buhato na sa imong inahan? What if gagawin yan sa nanay mo? What if 32 million people will bash your mother? Unsa kay imong ma-feel? Ano yung ma-feel mo? Diba? DDS lang naman ang natamaan doon sa joke ni Vice. Kaming mga normal na tao, walang pakialam doon. Wala naman talaga kayong pakialam because you guys are abnormal. Okay? You are not normal. When you tolerate someone who is mocking other people's family, you are not normal. You are abnormal. So sige, nasaktan kami mga DDS. Of course, nasaktan kami because we value the contributions of the Duterte family in our country. Sino ba si Vice Ganda? Ano bang na-contribute niya? para tulungan yung mga mahihirap. Sige, pagpalagay natin may charity work siya, but does that mean nakakatulong siya ng millions of Filipino people? Hindi. So kayo, if you guys are acting like normal lang kasi you are unaffected of that mockery, then that speaks volumes about your upbringing. Okay? It's no longer our problem. It's your problem. Because again nga, karma is real, karma is digital, and if that time comes na may mangyayari, maybe sa one member ni Vice Ganda at pagtatawanan ng mga DDS, for sure kayong mga nagpapanggap na normal dyan, kayo na naman ang masasaktan. And you would again tell us na ang pangit talaga ng mga behavior ng mga DDS na yan. Basic yung pattern ninyo eh. Yung the way you deal with your messaging is so shallow na maa-anticipate na namin kung ano yung kahantungan. Ang hirap yung Tagalog ng bullshit, yung mga Tagalog ng followers ay. Feeling ganda ang tikbalang retokada, ang pangit pa rin. I agree. Guys, boycott lahat products na endorse ng kabayo. Huwag tigilan ilagay dapat sa lagyan ng nasasanay. Sorry Nabi, pero I don't support boycotting businesses just because we don't like the endorser. Kasi nga, for example, McDonald's, alam naman natin na may mga kababayan tayong nagtatrabaho dyan. Diba? On a daily basis. And just because endorse siya by Vice Ganda doesn't mean na dapat i-attack din natin yung business. Kasi nga, sa business perspective din kasi, they need someone who can, really, anong tawag dyan? Who can really market them. So, let's set aside muna the business aspect. So, yung sa mga endorse. But I don't, I'm not saying that you guys are incorrect. If you feel like boycotting McDonald's and the other businesses or endorsements ni Vice Ganda, just go ahead. Pero for me it's not good. Kasi nga, may mga may mga kababayan tayo doon na nagtatrabaho. For example, may mga DDS din na nag-work doon. So, let's not boycott, but let's focus na lang on the person because at the end of the day, the problem with Vice Ganda has nothing to do with his endorsements. It has something to do with his mockery with FPRRD na nasa dahig ngayon. Yun lang naman.